Good morning. So just wanted to recap my month, but I guess we got to get this financial disclosure stuff out of the way. So this content is for informational educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not a licensed financial advisor, and nothing in this video is intended as a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities or investments. All opinions expressed are my own and are based on my personal experiences and research. Investing and trading involves a lot of risk, including the possible loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. You should always do your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any financial decisions. By watching this content, you agree that I am not responsible for any financial decisions or losses you may incur. So, that out of the way, just wanted to recap my month. This was my best month to date. Really started dialing in the end of February. I kind of toyed with it in December and January. Had some success on a margin account, but then I decided to change over to a cash account so I could part and parcel out my buying power to get more than one trade every 3 days. So that's kind of the loophole I found to defeat the outgoing PDT rule. As you all know, starting June 4th, we're just a month away, the PDT rule changes. So just want to share a little bit of my journey. Obviously in February I made about 150 bucks, and then March got a little better, 303. April, this month, today, I ended the month up $1,385. So really happy about this month. I only had one red day this month, back on the 16th, and I just got sloppy. I got cocky and confident and didn't trade within my rules. I just didn't follow. The next day I came in, I locked into my rules and ended up bouncing back, making nearly all that back. And then that next Monday, had a really good day. So the first part of the month I was just, and really in March as well, I was just really trying to kind of figure out the pre-market and my preferred pre-market setups. So I had some okay days, but they were mostly smaller. But at that time, I was trading with about $5,000 in my account, 5,500. So, and then this month, of course, it started out really good. $129 day there, $192 there, and then a smaller day, and then a better day, and a smaller day. What I have found for me, this is just me, and I found that the opening bell provides a good opportunity for me. It's almost predictable. I still make mistakes. I'm still dialing it in. I made mistakes this morning. I jumped in a little early. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Oh, that's not the right ticker. We gotta go to Fat Pipe. I traded Fat Pipe this morning. I didn't trade in the pre-market just because I didn't like all these topping tails. The price was just really whipping back and forth. There were opportunities if you took them. I hope you made a lot of money in pre-market, and I think that's a really good deal. So there was another one. I can't remember what it was. I can go back to the pre-market top gainers. Yeah, HCAI. This one made some good moves. It had that curl up. a pullback, push to the upside, another small pullback, and another push up. Then it just kind of went sideways from there. The reason I wasn't really interested in trading this one, number one, was the float, 163,000. That's a little high for me. I prefer lower float. That, and I wasn't, the news wasn't really that great for me. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, really, it was just there was no catalyst. Fat pipe. It had some news, but if you look back here, where was it? Yeah, yesterday had breaking news that they have a new purchasing program for the public sector, so government, local and federal government purchasing sector. So that was decent news. So I knew this was going to be a continuation from yesterday. Now I trade on the 1 minute. I use the 5 minute for confluence to make sure that they're in alignment. Like, I do best when the MACD is positive. Don't really do very good when it's negative. But as you can see, my trade today was when it was negative. But where I sold, it came out. It went positive. So where I made my mistake is on this candle here. I saw this hammer candle. So you have the opening bell, it whips back and forth, you get this nice big doji. And then I had this hammer candle, and then the price pulled back just a little bit, and then it came back and broke up. So my first buy was at 352, which was nearly at the top of this candle, and the price kept pulling back. So I thought, okay, I'm early on this one. We're only 3 minutes in. A typical good move is at about 5 to 6 minutes. So I thought, okay. So then, as you can see, I averaged down at 346. So right here, but it continued to pull back and it flushed down. Then we get this small doji, and then the price pulls back up. It gets right to about where my cost basis is, maybe just a scunch over, and then it pulls back down. So I averaged down at 340. So right about the close of this candle, and then the price flushes again. But then I see it rip back up. And like, it flushed hard, but then it ripped back up and it kind of floated in this area. And I thought, okay, this is where the move's fixing to start. We're at about 5 minutes. So I averaged down one more time, 333. So it brought my cost basis down to about 342. 346 was where my cost basis was. This candle opens up and it's got a lot of buying volume. It pulls back, and then the buyers really step in and pushes it back up. It kind of comes up, taps my cost basis, just kind of hovers there for a second, and then pulls back and closes. But based off of that, I felt comfortable in holding it just a little bit longer. Also, I have a fail-safe built in, so we'll use this line right here as my stop. So I put a stop loss in, and I'll typically trail it once I get into profit, I'll trail it up. I have my stop loss set to 10%. So I'll have my stop loss right here. And then I'll trail it once I'm in profit. So as you can see, my cost base is 346. So I'll trail, it got up over 346. So I'm starting to trail it up, trail it up, trail it up, trail it up, trail it up. Well then, I made 8 cents profit, so 350, or 6 cents profit. So at 352, I'm sitting here. Price is bouncing around up here, and then it pulls back and stops me out at 352. So made $128. I was very confident in the trade. Like I said, if you're not comfortable, don't make the trade. I was confident enough in the trade based off of the patterns I see. I recognized that I was in early on this rip up. Obviously, you can see the price has just continued to fall off for the day, but that's a typical behavior on these dip and rips. It'll dip at opening, and then it'll make a move up, usually to either a pre-market high or a previous pre-market high, which on this one was 373, and you see it ran up to 367. So right in this kind of support zone, or what I would consider a support zone. If you look back, you see that's kind of in the middle of where it topped out in pre-market. So I just recognize that that's the typical behavior, and I'm looking at how the candle closes before I enter. So I have this hammer candle, and it pulls up and pushes, and I just got a bad feel when I hit the buy button, punch the buy button, and put me in at 352, which is ultimately where I ended up selling. Averaging down. If you're confident in your trade, I say go ahead and average down. It's worked out well for me, but again, do what you're comfortable with. Don't do something just because it worked for me, because what works for me may not work for you. Everybody has their own style. The most important thing for new traders, as I'm learning, is find your own style. Find what works for you. Don't chase other people's strategies. You can take bits and pieces. Like, this is how I discovered this. I was working on the orb, the first 5-minute candle, but I noticed a pattern, a consistent pattern. Price pulls back, and then it'll rip back up, and then it'll pull back. Now, if this would have continued going up, had I not stopped out here, if the price was bullish today, I would have just followed it up with my stop loss. So I did post a video a couple of days ago on how I trade the opening dip and rip. The orb is nice. As you can see, it did work out to the downside. It would have been a good short. So you have your first 5-minute candle here, mark it out, and then it broke down. You got confirmation. It came back and tested it and rejected, and then continued down. So I'm a long bias trader. I obviously can't short on a cash account, but there's too much risk and not enough reward for short bias. You're limited to how much the price can go down and not by how much it goes up. So you have infinite risk versus limited reward. To me, it just doesn't make sense. So I don't trade short. I trade long. If there's no longs there, I don't trade. It's okay to walk away with a no trade day. It's better to walk away with the same amount of money you had as losing money. You don't suffer that defeated feeling as much. One thing I'll do if I'm not trading, I'm mentally trading. So I'm saying, okay, this would have been a good entry point, and this would have been a good exit point, and then get back in here, and then get out here, and then another entry point here, get out up here when the price starts pulling back. But again, just seeing how the price action was acting this morning just wasn't I wasn't comfortable making the trade in pre-market, and that's one thing that I've found. If I'm not confident in the trade, I won't take it. If I have a little bit of doubt, I won't take it. I was confident. I had the hammer candle. Once it started pulling back, I said, okay, I'm early. So I just averaged down as the price dropped. I was never down more than $80, even down here at the bottom. I think I was down 90. And again, the reward is about two times what the risk was. The potential reward was about two times what the risk was. So I just followed my stop up, and I got stopped out here. I'm very happy with the trade. I feel good with how I performed. Obviously I was a little bit early. And again, I'm still dialing in, but that's how my trade went today. So I want to leave you with a verse for the day. I think it's important for us for me, to share my faith. It's the one thing that's got me through the hardest times in my life. And I know you're gonna have red days. You're gonna fall into that the mental tug of war, when you have bad days. I've been there. Obviously back in March, that $417 red day, that really hurt. 270, just as I'm making headway. I think right here is where I broke even, and then I turned around the next day I traded and suffered another $270 loss, and then got back up over. I had this really good day, and that day, one day can make your entire month. That day made March. And then I gave back 100, but then I came back and had an okay day on the 31st. So, don't beat yourself up. Learn from what happens. Review every trade, winning or losing. What went right? What went wrong? Where could you have done better? What were you thinking? Journal. Write it down. Talk it out. Do what you have to do. As for me, once I make the trade, I give praise to God, whether I win or lose. When I made these 3 bad trades here, I thank God for the opportunity to trade again, because this $129 red day could have been a lot worse. So I thank the good Lord that that was all it was. And I thank God every time I make a trade, I make a profit. If I lose on a trade, I thank God. It could have been worse. But my verse for today is Proverbs 14:23. All hard work begins a profit. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So talking a big game isn't going to bring you prosperity. You got to earn it. Work hard. Give thanks to God. Praise Him because He gives us the opportunity to learn a new skill, to wake up the next morning. I pray for each of you. I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a green day, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, the first day of a new month. And let's hope everyone ended this month out strong and has a strong beginning of the month tomorrow. We'll see you then.